Hey everybody, May 2nd, 2019. Yes, May, I know. Time has been flying by. I just passed 7 months anniversary of my injury, or some people call it their birthday, the rebirth. Out here in one of my favorite spots, out in front of Craig in the courtyard. This is where it all began for inpatient, sitting outside my window actually. Yeah, and the surroundings. I don't know if I've ever actually videoed the surroundings, but this is looking towards Swedish Hospital. There's the west building of Craig. And there are the fountains that are not running. And it is I'm told they're made from some special material, rock. Can't remember what it is, obsidian or something like that maybe? You'd have to ask Craig Seitz, he seems to know. But yeah, that's a nice sunny day. We've had some rain and some clouds for the last 3-4 days, basically since my sister Marie got here. So I'm going to blame her for bringing that along. But finally got a couple nice days for her before she takes off. So Dad took off last week, Wednesday. My sister Laura came in right thereafter on Thursday and was here with me until Sunday. And then Marie got here Saturday night and took over as my primary chef and chauffeur, as they would say. That's how Dad referred to himself, but it's good. It's been great to have the help. I'm preparing right now for some time on my own, some independent living, as we call it, and with minimal help. So I'm going to be starting on the 10th, taking probably about 8 to 10 days of time where I'm going to be basically on my own for most things. So I'll have somebody come basically help me in the morning to get going, just to get that sped up, and then help out with laundry and some meal prep and dishes and all those little things that are taking me a lot of time right now. So part of that independent living has been really doing some trials, and for me that meant being by myself for some nights and basically getting myself to bed, which it takes me about an hour and a half still. I'm really haven't gotten much faster with that, but I'm getting it done. But I also, the other night, prepared myself for my morning routine because I didn't have any help. So that meant basically came back from Craig, drove myself home from Craig, got unloaded in the rain, struggled all the way back to my little door and ramp because everything was wet. I didn't have any grip on my wheelchair rim, so I really, really struggled to get into the door. And then got there, made myself a microwavable meal called Freshly. It's a service that delivers them to me once a week. And then they're pretty easy and they're pretty healthy and good meals. So that was my dinner time, and then got into my nighttime prep routine at about 7:30, and then it was done about 9:30. So, I had to, you do the normal routine: brush your teeth, wash your face, wash your hands. I drain my leg bag, and then prepare my night bag, get my shower chair in place, get the coffee maker prepped, things like that. And then I prepped my breakfast, which was just basically yogurt, fruit, and granola. And then getting undressed and then getting into bed. So all of that stuff was basically had to be in place so that way in the morning I could wake myself up, transfer directly into my shower chair, which I had to put at the end of my bed, and then from there basically made coffee, ate breakfast, and started my ball program and showered all by myself. So I was alone pretty much until 9:30. Took me from 6 until 9:30 basically to get that all done, and then one of my caregivers came and basically helped me to get dressed, because at that point 9:30 came in the morning and I was exhausted. So that's, I guess, the biggest thing right now in this independent living stuff is the stamina that you have to maintain cool and deal with all the little problems you have to troubleshoot, as well as my morning. One of my shoes came off, my shower shoes. I have Crocs, of course, my favorite shoes. came off, and in the shower chair, I'm not as stable and I'm higher up, so I have a hard time picking that up and getting my shoe back on. And then I had to then pick a glove off the floor, so I had to already get into my shower chair without a glove. And somewhere in that process, I kicked the valve open on my leg bag and then had a huge mess on the floor. So those are kind of the things you deal with, right? It's just consistency and getting your program right. So, but yeah, that's what I'm working towards. So the 10th, it's going to be fun and exciting and frustrating and liberating and a lot of other emotions, I'm sure, all at the same time. So, but it's just a step in the rehab process as I'm working towards being able to do this on my own and live by myself. It's attainable. I can see it, but frustrating all at the same time. The light at the end of the tunnel is a long ways away, and it's uphill, unfortunately. So, keep chugging along. Appreciate the support. Appreciate everybody that's still out there watching, and doing my best to keep you guys up to date. I had a fun weekend with my sister Laura. We went to the Push Dinner, which I got a couple free tickets to, and it's a big fundraiser for Craig that somebody purchased a table, all the seats, and then they give the tickets away to patients to come with their families as they do some nice presentations. They had a silent auction, they had a live auction, they had great speeches and presentations by former patients, current patients, outpatients. They give out a few awards, and really kind of sets the tone and tells the story of what Craig does. So I thought that was pretty awesome, pretty fun night. I got dressed up, which there's a great picture of me right here, a couple of them actually. Yes, I don't think I've ever worn a bow tie. I certainly never have owned a shirt with pineapples before, but I felt it was appropriate for a spring gala. They call it the Push Gala, and I'd never been to a gala before, but a very good time. Very nicely done. Dealing with Denver parking, of course, was a nightmare, but they really pull out all the stops and get people to show up for it. There's 1,400 people, and I'm heard they were trying to raise about $2 million. So I think they got it, or close to it, which is still an amazing amount of money. But people love this place, as do I, and you hope that someday you can give back. So doing my best right now just to give back by being a good mentor and being a good patient, being a success story for these guys. So apartment's good, van's been awesome. Had a drive up the mountains. Went to the mountains on Sunday, and we went to a brewery called Tommyknockers in Idaho Springs. You can look on the interwebs and see where that is. There's a helicopter landing. And then I got to drive. So another good driving experience. It was about an hour each way, so it's just kind of doing conditioning with my butt in the seat, as well as getting strong enough to keep driving, and then practicing getting in and out of the van. As you can see, the hardest part about this right now is loading in into the van. Coming out of the van, I got pretty good. It's a downhill, I got to control my speed, try not to run into the car next to me. But the uphill, there's a little lip at the top of the ramp that hangs me up every single time. I'm just not quite strong enough, so I've got to keep practicing. That strength will come. And like everything, it's just going to take a little bit of time. But the transfer into the driver's seat goes like this. Looks like there's a couple tree in there.
down on its own when I spun it around.
Got it nice and tight. Feel like it's not going to come loose. In the middle of the mountain pass.
Yeah, I mean, you tell me. Is that the way? Is that the position for it?
Should have practiced before you videoed me.
Stay out of the sun, man.
Dad,
Yeah.
I just put the backpack right,
There?
yeah, right up here.
For now, yeah.
Going up to the mountains. Gonna have a ride on the I-70 ride. This is gonna crap out on me one day. It's so slow.
I was looking at the motor up there.
Like Lola trying to climb a hill.
Check that hand control, see if it's tight.
Yeah, I think it should be alright. Full throttle.
Wouldn't be anything crazy you haven't dealt with in the past.
No, it's
Parts falling off shit on en route.
hand grips.
Need your foot up?
Nope.
You want it down there? Alright.
That's it. Yeah, so once I'm in the driver's seat, it's pretty good. It's pretty easy. Everything kind of has been adapted or is just easy for me to use. So excited about that. I'm excited about the prospect of just driving myself where I want to go when I want to go. So being able to get out of that ramp is, like I said, it's a crucial step, but I know it's possible. I've seen it done. So again, a huge debt of gratitude and thank you to all those out there that helped and supported me to get that van. It would have been possible without you, so thank you. So in news for myself, I'm still here in Inglewood till June. NRN goes until the 20th, and then beyond that, we've still got things to work on in occupational therapy and in physical therapy. So I'm going to keep that up as long as I can. The weather is here. Wish you were beautiful. I am going to try to hang out and keep my therapies going until I feel ready. It's kind of what I'm thinking to myself, but what that next step is, I'm not sure. So I've got the house sale. I got a buy-sell agreement from some friends of mine. So May 31st will close. And I've got to figure out how to get my stuff from my house to my condo in as short a period of time as possible. But the condo, I don't know if will be available before closing day. So I'm trying to figure out where to put all my junk. Again, I'm making a hard push to sell stuff. Motorcycles, 1994 XR 600R, Harley Davidson Sportster, customized, named Ruby. Chainsaws, 3-4 of them. A generator, a mill and drill by Grizzly, piece of shop equipment for fabricating and manufacturing metalworking. Various other tools, some furniture, I'm sure will all be up in the air. So the end of May, I have to try and get all that straightened away. So I will be looking for help and recruiting for moving day to get as much as we can moved as quickly as possible to give the new tenants or owners the house that they're paying for. So, all right, enough on that. Things that I'm working on right now in therapies. I've got in OT, keeping up with NRN. We're doing a lot of balance and standing. I'm headed actually to do some standing in the parallel bars again today, so I will post an update of that, a new video to compare how I did this time compared to last time. But excited about it. I feel good about it. It's one of those things that feels good, you just be on your 2 feet. I've said that before. And a lot of balance, rolling, sitting up, trying to do all that stuff independently to help with my nighttime routine, and then intermittent catheterization. So trying to get away from having the suprapubic catheter in my belly. Basically, that's just one more thing that I have to clean and manage, the night bag and stuff. So you kind of trade one for the other. If like you can have a hole in your stomach that could get infected, and dealing with all of that, the bag versus having to insert a catheter to drain your bladder every 4 to 6 hours, including nighttime. So I haven't decided yet, fully, but I am learning right now. I want to know how to do it, what to do, find catheters that work for me so that I can know that's my option. Maybe my hands will get better, maybe my strength will get better, but the other thing is that maybe my bladder will start to function again too. So really good news for me is that I've been doing a lot of clamping, as they call it. So you close your catheter bag off so your bladder fills now. So I'm building bladder capacity and strength basically again. It's been 6 months, 7 months, and that's been going super well. I have not had any issues with leaking, which is one thing. When your bladder fills up, the pressure sometimes will leak. I'm able to hold quite a bit of fluid, which is really good so that I don't have to go all the time. And I'm able to do the catheterization. I think the hardest part is getting my pants down, and underwear for that matter. So it's like getting access while you're sitting in a chair. It has its challenges, but I'm working through them, and then trying not to spill urine in my lap every time I do it. So I've done it a few times successfully. I'm just basically every day building more bladder pressure, and then trialing some new catheters yet. Haven't really found one that's been a home run for me yet. Every one of them's kind of had their little issues, but I think the important thing to know is that I can do it. My hand function is steady enough that I can make it happen. Just got to keep everything clean, which is hard because I fumble everything all the time. So, some fun pictures here. Hoping to hang out with my dog Bodie this weekend. Gonna go for a drive, and I'm also gonna play some cards with some other patients here on Sunday. Something to do just to get together with some of the boys, and just kind of to hang out. It's good. Having friends is good. And then the Avalanche. Been watching a lot of playoff hockey, so the old NHL has been good because it's been televised here. NBC Sports Next, we're streaming that for free here, so that's been really great. I've watched a lot of games. And I don't have a favorite right now, as Avalanche are playing San Jose. San Jose is looking good, but The Avalanche are strong, and they're the local team, so you have to cheer for the local team. And then, everyone wants to see Boston lose. And Columbus has got a hot goalie. Dallas and St. Louis, I could take or leave either of those teams. And then the last in the West, I'm forgetting the other two teams at the moment, but anyways, doesn't matter. So hoping to take in an Avalanche game. If they come back for playoffs on Monday, I think I'm going to get some tickets, and I'm going to go with a friend of mine from here. Sit in the wheelchair seats. I think it's a little over $200 a ticket, but I've never been to a playoff hockey game, and I figure I better seize the day. Carpe diem. That being said, get outside, get some sun, taking in some greenery, and looking forward to the summer, I think, right now, too. So, hope all is well. Everybody take care and keep in touch.